Hi everyone, my name's Tamara and I'm here in Mexico for the Day of the Dead here. So I'm wearing my fabulous headdress that we all walk the streets in this weekend to celebrate those who went before us, our ancestors. And for me, I'd like to give a shout out here to those who walked our path, the awakening path. People like Nostradamus, Edgar Cayce, the people who are still giving us the predictions that we so need so that we get ready for what's happening in our lives, on our planet, in our world. And people like the trickster Gurdjieff, I mean, he was amazing, but he also had that trickster energy that was there to teach people. And it was to teach something a little bit different from him. I'm trying to think, Buddha, what about the Nazarene? All of them walked the awakening path to show us what was possible so that we get ready for this point that we're in right now, where we're walking towards the new world, if we can carry that frequency with us and help to raise up everybody we meet on the path. So we're going to be doing the new moon in Scorpio. And you know, my 3-month reading for Scorpio, which I did last weekend, it was full of the shadow work. It was just absolutely pitched in that place for Scorpios. And this is what the Scorpio new moon is doing for everyone. There are so many astrological trines and alignments going on that are all about us going deeper, us clearing up the stuff that we do not need anymore, the stuff that injured us along the way throughout our lives, the stuff we took on board that was not truth, the stuff within us that we play out as our shadow self because we were so injured as children we had to take on a whole new identity. All of that is being shone with a bright light from the Scorpio new moon. So make sure you do some shadow work this weekend. I'm going to start with Libra because I'm a Libra. That's why I love this headdress and all the color that's going to be around here in Mexico for the probably the next 3-4 days. So let's start with Libra. Let me just move the camera so we get a good look at the cards here. I'm trying to get more light in here. I don't know whether I can actually at the moment. Let's just reshuffle these cards. This is the Goddess Oracle that I use for these really important readings because it shows us really particularly the work that we need to do. Let's go another 7. So this is 4. We're going to deal off the top. Thank you, Spirit, for showing us the way, for being with us as our guidance and our protection. We have to take that as the first card. Interesting card. I mean, it popped out. You saw it pop out. And this for Scorpio. In the Scorpio new moon. And this is for Libra. This is to bring through the sensual, really divine feminine. Interesting card here because it is the time within our relationships, all relationships, that we come through with the softer, the more feminine side. Even if we're, you know, in the masculine, this has to be present. And it's coming through as our first learning card. The card that we need to learn from during this new moon. So it's very specific. Let's go on quickly here to see what's backing that up so that I know whereabouts this is. Okay, this is about our illness and wellness. And if we do not balance this feminine side of ourselves, then our bodies go into dysfunction. And this is showing up that the possibility is there for everyone to stay in the it's like a disparative state, and a state of unwellness. Now, that doesn't mean that you're suffering from a terrible illness, you know, because the state of unwellness is when you're less than what you could be. So this is how this is coming through. And this is what I'm receiving from Spirit right now. It's what they're wanting me to talk about is the fact that we have this very strange ideology of what wellness is. So wellness is when you're not collapsing, when you're just in that normal state of like almost, oh God, like a walking state of unawareness. That can be called in our society wellness, because you're up there. You're walking to work. You're jumping on the train for work. You're available for the matrix. That's how wellness in the general collective of the world. I'm talking about the general feeling, the overwhelming feeling still is that wellness is because you're not ill. You're not in a state of total dysfunction. And this is where the cards are coming up now for us to tune up to the higher vibration. So the first card out, which popped out, I didn't even get to lay it. It was so urgent that we see the sensuality in us, the part that feels more alive, the part that is feminine, that can live through our feelings. That's so, so important now. And that we can resonate with everything around us. We're not anesthetized. That's one key thing here. This is not an anesthetized person or a state. This is an alive, awake, aware, resonating state with the energy that you can feel as you walk past this person. And that's where we need to be. Because this is not about that dysfunctional wellness or unwell state. This is about a wellness that brings us into our higher sense of being. I'm going to go on. I can feel this reading unfolding for me now without even seeing the cards. Yeah, this is the illusion, see? And what they're wanting me to explain here is that illusion of what is really well and unwell, and what is the function that we have here. We should be in the function of the energetic, vibrant human being. And human, that hue word comes from that hue sound that comes from the heart. That is the sound that if you want to activate your heart, what you will be doing is chanting the hue sound. So human, when we say, you know, we are from the human variety, if you like, we are the human. Then that is saying we are the human who should be vibrating and coming from the magnetic organ of our heart, and that we should be living through that. So this is so, so powerful here. This is what I'm being told here. This is really interesting. I started off thinking that we were going to do cards for Libra, cards for other signs. I'm not sure we should be doing this. I think we need to be doing the general reading is what they're kind of taking over now. That I'm to lay the 9 cards for the reading. This is the reading for all the astrological signs. Because this illusion, it runs through the zodiac of all signs. It doesn't matter which sign you are. This is what is important for this new moon. I'm going to carry on with their instructions here. So we're going to lay the next card here. This is knowing, this is justice, look, and it's knowing what's right from wrong here. Knowing how we should show up. That we cannot be those zombies that just jump on the train 9 to 5, jump off again, go home, watch the television. Watch the programs. Think of that word, being programmed by a box on your wall now, a large box now. It used to be a small box in the corner. It's now taking over the whole wall space. So this is about the right from wrong. This is about not activating in the zombie function. Do you know this? It's really interesting because they bring out movies about zombies coming here. It's like, it's not that we need zombies to come here to show us and frighten us and have a bit of fun with, or even get terrified by. The most terrifying thing and the biggest illusion is that the majority of the world runs in the zombie state without activating all those other parts of the brain that they tell you about. You know, when you hear that we use less than, a normal average person uses less than, is it 8%? I think it's something like 8%. It may be 10% of the brain function. But what we know is that everybody who is working on themselves, clearing their vehicle and letting all of that light and bringing down their soul self, we are vibrating and activating in a totally different way. We are seeing and experiencing magic and energy things happening all around us. We are experiencing synchronicity amazingly frequently in our lives. So this is right from wrong, the justice of this life. Who were we meant to be, really? My goodness, this is like there's an electric energy here in my room. And what is at the center of it? The compassion. Compassion for everyone. You know, I did recently, I think 2 or 3 days ago, the Power of the Words video, which is about all the different words that we use wrongly and that we should really feel the resonance of as well. Now, if you just say to yourself now, we'll just do it together 3 times. Compassion. Close your eyes. Compassion. 3rd time. Compassion. It's activating your heart as you say it. It is a function where when you say those words, what the mechanics of your body, your vocal cords do, is it powers out an energy. Try it by yourself as well. That is the card. That is the energy that's going to touch every card that we do in this lay for the new moon, for the whole of the zodiac. We've been switched to the whole of the zodiac. I'm holding the space for that now to see. Oh my goodness. And this is the bit I was talking about. At the beginning of the reading, I talked about what Scorpio is doing, what the function of the new moon in Scorpio is to bring out all secrets. I'm going to cover that card somewhat. This same card came out in the 3-month reading for Scorpios themselves, who fully, you know, understand the energy, if they're awakening now, of their Scorpio selves in that sun, exposing that. We're now in the new moon of this with the sun in Scorpio. And this is exposing all our personal horrors that we've hidden, and we therefore operate through the shadow. And what's on top of that? You cannot make this up. We have to say this now. Sitting on top of that is what happens to us when we unravel the pain, when we heal, have compassion for ourselves and others who even committed the pain on us, and we release through that healing and revealing first. The reveal has to happen. And the healing, we reveal our sensuous selves, our sensuality, our divine, softer version of ourselves, male or female, is that feminine energy, that love energy, that giving, allowing, and revealing energy of our true selves, where we have a truly intimate relationship. all of our relationships, not just those that we have for, you know, a long time and we live with the person and we share even our bodies with that person and our true intimacy of our nakedness in every sense, but friends, everybody who you know, deserve to know who we truly are in our true feminine openness style. Remember that the masculine is the active and the action and the steadfast and the protection, but the feminine has to be the openness. And in every person, male and female, this openness needs to be there, but first the reveal of the pain and the healing of the damage that was done. This is such a on point, powerful reading here. The next card coming along the bottom, and then, and only then, oh my goodness, is the Shakti energy lined up for us completely. Our whole chakra system ends up exposing itself in the perfect color balance of the rainbow. These are clear, perfectly healed energy centers of Shakti. And this is how we need to sit in our own energy. This is how we expose our energy and share our energy with those around us. I'm just loving this reading because it's what we need. It's so on point for this now moment with this new moon in Scorpio. When we are lined up, when we have shifted and revealed that energy, that Sheila Nagig, those entrails being pulled out of us of all the damage, you know, that we've gone through in our lives. We then line up the energy centers and then we can start forgiving the betrayal that happened. And we know here that the betrayal is a feeling we feel. Because if we had a mother and father who treated us badly or just treated us with lack of love, lack of friendship, lack of honoring us for who we were, it was always anyway because they were unconscious. So finally, we get to that point when we truly have gone on further with our journeys, but we do need to go through letting go of that betrayal, and it comes underneath, of course, the compassion. Having that compassion for everyone, including those people that were actually perfect for us. Because we chose to go through whatever we needed to go through as a soul, in a vehicle, in a body, to come through to this point with and be stronger. So betrayal is in its perfect place here because it's kind of an illusion if you take it to the highest level, but it isn't in the worldly level, the earth level. On that level, we still may have those feelings. They're kind of false, but they're still there because it wasn't betrayal on a spiritual level. It was betrayal on an emotional level within, if you look at the world level that we live in, the 3D as one dimension. But when you stretch it out, it's not betrayal at all. They did their job perfectly. And I certainly say that about my parents now. I can honestly say that they did a perfect job so that I would learn. And I totally thank them for that now. But it's taken a long time to get to this point. What is our last card? Let's just all pause on this because this is what we do now at the end of my readings, because we want the best out of this for going through this journey during this new moon period. Digging up that stuff we didn't want to look at, going deeper than we've ever delved before so that we are emptying the dustbin inside of us, but we're not only emptying it, we're cleansing it and scraping it, and we're then going to disinfect it. We want the purity of our vehicle now, free of all dense negative emotions. So let's do this together. This is loving yourself. Oh my goodness, my body is like the vibration just shot down my spine this time and actually lit up my body. It usually comes up. It was up there already because of being swapped over here to do a totally different reading when I started. And it is the love thyself, the beauty card and loving thyself. Now, think about this. To go on to the end of this journey and bring in this new world, we have to. I don't say that word very often, but it's needed here. We have to, need to love ourselves completely. And that's why the clearing has to happen. You know, when you've got visitors coming to your house and you think, oh my God, I've really let this get in a mess. I'm now going to get the Hoover out. I'm now going to start dusting everything. I'm now going to chuck out everything I don't need that's still in the fridge. I'm going to put fresh bed linen on. This is what it's about when we create a new world. We need fresh linen everywhere. We need the essential oil fragrances oozing from our bodies as we walk this path now. We need to be able to switch on those people who walk past us. We need to switch on those people who talk to us and are looking for knowledge. But in order to do that, totally, we all need to go back and do some more shadow work this weekend. Think about it. I mean, I've been working on myself since truly digging deep. And the first person that I had a real release on was my mother, who was very emotionally in a strange frequency because of her own upbringing. And that was when I was 36. So that's exactly 40 years ago. But I am going to dig. You know, I've been doing this off and on for 40 years. And I'm going to go in again and look at what are the cobwebs left in my system of the emotional damage I went through. All of us need to do that, not just the ones beginning now, but everybody needs to go and check out that you've cleared it all, because you need to love yourself. Which bits of you don't you love? And, you know, I usually do this where we look at that diagonal, look at this diagonal to bring out that full divine feminine sensual being that can vibrate at the highest energy. We need to have got to the position of compassion for ourselves and everybody around us, and to love ourselves. That's the most powerful point in our journey, to be in that position with the balance, the flow, the high vibration. Let's see what was watching this reading. My goodness, that's totally Freudian. This remedy. Not this reading came out of my mouth. This remedy. This is the remedy. This is the cure for us to move on and be who we really want to be. To play it large, to play it high, to play it wide, and to play it full. Let's see this card before we even think about the clarity. Who was watching this? The boundaries we have. You know, this is a huge card to even begin to delve into, because boundaries are an interesting thing. You know, and knowing that, do you even have boundaries? Because there's a lot of pleasers still out there, but there's also a lot of people who have, you know, pleasers will be those with the boundaries with the doors too open, and they're opening them to the wrong people, and they're also not loving themselves. So they do things which look strange to others, but they overcompensate so that they are loved more, so they think. But there are also boundaries that are too tight. So there's opposite ends of the spectrum of boundaries. But this is watching over this reading so that we get the right boundaries in the right situations with the right people who are on whatever frequency. So sometimes you need to have a more open, or you can have a more open boundary. But everybody must have flexibility within their boundaries so that they open and they have a freedom of that theirs are not snapped shut, where nobody's allowed to enter into the real person who's behind those boundaries, because that means a very limited life and you can't be on your mission in that state. But you can also be too wide open and everybody's abusing you on some sort of level and you don't even realize it. So that's another part of the key here. Our new moon, we're like stirring the cauldron here. Let's activate it all. We're activating every part of this. So to get our perfect sense of wellness in the real way of who we truly are, these powerful beings connected to our soul essence, we need to get rid of the illusion, correct what's right and wrong in our lives, and see truly what the real state of wellness is, which is clarity, connection, healed emotions, mentally sound, clear boundaries that work in every situation, where you have flexibility on the edge of that boundary around you, that you can open and close when need to, and that you can leave when you need to leave a situation. And then we sit in the middle of the compassion, and the compassion for ourselves as we dig deep and bring out anything that Sheila Nagig is holding on to there, the goddess. We then line up our energy centers. Oh my goodness, just look at this. We get rid of any betrayal for ourselves, what we feel about anybody around us. We've healed ourselves. We're now in complete 100% compassion for the human collective, everyone in that. And we love ourselves in order to take our path now as the higher beings, and our missions activated. No fear. We are the spiritual warrior. I'm going to now, I'd love you to like this video if you feel that it has any use to you, and also subscribe if you like what I'm putting out here. I'm going to show you my headdress one last time, and let's try and get this whole card reading. This is so difficult. What did I figure out last time? I think I have to come around and show you the journey. Hopefully you've got the whole reading in your eyesight there. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.